Welcome back to my channel, Virgo. To both my new subscribers and my current subscribers, you're always appreciated. So much love and thank you to all those that follow. Please remember, these are general readings. Only take what resonates. If it doesn't speak to you this month, just check back into the next month because energy is always changing and for sure is fluid. So also just a little note on flexibility. The time frames are all different for each of you. So you're all at different stages along the journey. So if it doesn't speak to you for May, just know that there can be a carry on into June for some of you, because as I say, you're not all making the same decisions on the same day, that kind of thing. So there will be some lag. Okay, so also just wanted to take a quick moment to mention anyway, that regardless of being subscribed, I noticed that the YouTube algorithms have changed for me. So things are rated in such a way that unless you hit the notification button, you won't, even if you are subscribed, you're unlikely to have my readings show up in your feed as I put them out. So please hit the notification bell, and I will be putting up more content routinely and I'll pass on my YouTube tips, anything I learn along the way for anyone else that also may be encountering some issues. So I'm just going to do a really quick read for you, Virgo. I sort of base it on time frames as well as, what I feel that, many of you have time for. It seems like it's the shorter readings that are probably best. If I'm wrong on that, please, give me a note in the comment there. But starting out with the Energy Oracle deck here, this is Cornucopia. Is your first card out. So this is the Sandra Ann Taylor deck, and it looks like you are doing quite well or financially stable for sure. No real issues here in the month of May. Whatever it is that you're doing, just keep doing because you're getting paid well. For some of you, it looks like things, maybe turning around even to the point where you're actually getting more incoming monies from different sources. There's additional supports or something around you at this time for the month of May. There's additional income coming in from maybe it is a second job, or from many of you, it feels like it's more of a gifting situation or something being given to you. But anyway, it's a time where you are abundant. Anyway, May is definitely financially a good time for you. So for others, there's some kind of wish fulfillment that's also going to be coming through in May. And again, it may trickle into a little bit of June here, maybe the first 2 weeks or so of June for some of you, because it is, you are a little bit, there will be that lag time for some of you, but something that you consider to value is showing up in this next probably 3 week period, 3 to 4 week period anyway. From May to maybe 2 weeks or so into June. But there is also a follow-up card with Blossoming Abundance. So this further reinforces that Cornucopia card. And because they're so close together here as well, it just really speaks to some gains, real gains this month. So again, there's financial blessings, gains, there's definitely something of great value that's coming into you this month. And again, this might come in the form of a gift or, somebody's time that you were hoping to gain, but some kind of wish fulfillment, something that you've really wanted. Okay, so with the next card out here, this is the Goddess of the Moon. The moon casts a reflective, contemplative energy over you this month. So I feel a lot of you are quite introspective. You're trying to get out of some kind of stale, or at least the energy I feel around you is a little stale or boredom. There's some kind of lack of momentum here, that kind of energy. So you are being urged to open up and to take a different route. Look at something differently. Get inspired. Start to be a little more creative with what you're doing with your time, because it looks as though whatever it is that you're normally doing is really drawing and weighing heavy on you. So if that means reading a new book, maybe in a different genre, or taking a walk in an area that you've not been in before, or exploring some new area, of yourself, and maybe a different dimension spiritually, or something that, just that you haven't otherwise put a lot of time or energy into, taking the first couple of steps might be all you need just to sort of reinvigorate yourself. Maybe a short drive somewhere into a new area, whatever it is. But it just feels that you are going through some kind of a dry spell this month. Okay, so the Thinking Man, this is a card of, it feels as though you're going to be meeting somebody here in the next short while. So this could be, spiritual teacher or somebody who's coming through as an energy to heal you. Maybe it's a counselor, or some area, maybe even of new study, or somebody that speaks on a topic that you're quite interested in. But somehow you're conveying some interest in this new person anyway. And I do feel that this new person can help to inspire you and elevate your energy in some way, and bring something new to the table. So again, for some of you, this might be a new love interest as well. But again, for others, a new course of study, or could even be going into more of a spiritual area, or the healing arts, because there's a lot of cards that kind of speak to that energy as well. But again, your current energy is still that you're in this all tied up sort of feeling. And that's likely why I see you kind of in that hermit mode as well. You feel like there's a lack of growth in some area of your life, or emotion is stagnant in some area. You're all tied up. It's a self-sabotaging kind of card here. So the next card out is the Angel of Love. And this one is all about, you may be seeking a deeper commitment from someone. Maybe this is where you're finding that restrictive energy. It could, because it is so close to the tied up card as well. But it could even be just an overall sense of wanting just more connection to someone and or something. So it doesn't have to be specific to that one area. They may be overlapping here as well. But either way, there's some kind of just energy of lack, or disappointment. Okay, so we do have the storm warning. So this is really representative of the Tower card, really, and it does give me a sense that you are feeling underappreciated, because we have the card of appreciation following that, and we have the door to value. So I feel that a lot of you're not feeling your own value these days. I don't feel that you are feeling particularly, I don't want to say respected and honored, but just not maybe cared about in the way that you would have expected or would appreciate. But just, in appreciating ourselves and only giving out the energy that we have, can speak volumes to just changing our mindset. We don't always have to look for things externally. It's better to really find that within ourselves, so that we're better able to function in the world that also has its own levels of, restriction. And other people also feel that they're not appreciated in some way, and it's really hard to oftentimes get that give and take, or that reciprocation in the real world, when there's so much pain out there in the world, and so much struggle, and everyone's trying to get by and get through their own challenges. So either way, I feel you are feeling underappreciated in some way. So this is a card speaking to learn your own value, set some limits, set some boundaries. There's a lot of cards that come through to that effect, or with that message, as we go further out here. So we also have man holding the coin. Again, financially, this card bodes well for you. This is a card of, great financial growth, I would say. So maybe you put some money into an investment and it's doing well and it's further expanding, but it does feel like it's even going to expand further into the future. Or this could be a project for those that are entrepreneurial that you're really investing yourself into, and your talents, your skills are going to exponentially grow, as well as the trickle effect of the money going coincides with somebody's talents as well. But for others, there's also some kind of an opportunity that is coming in. There's some element of something being unexpected here. So as I said, I don't know if this is the opportunity that's coming in, a gift of money of some sort, but there's something that's unexpected this month that is coming in for you. Could even also be that chance to do something that you've always wanted to do, and but you never stepped in that direction. So again, that might be why earlier you had the cards of wish fulfillment. So either way, it looks like you're considering doing something new this month, or accepting or going in a different direction anyway. Okay, so and that's where I see the walking away energy. You're changing course. You're changing something about you this month that is going to help redirect you into a better energy. So there's more energy around something new coming into your world here that's providing some kind of support or advice, or introducing you to something new. Again, this could be this person of great wealth and experience that might be coming into you, with the the man holding a coin earlier, and that, or it could be, again, this is someone who has an extreme skill or area of expertise that you could be, just really taken by and learning to somehow integrate that into your own world. But again, it's somebody who's quite skilled nonetheless, or knows their topic, or knows their subject, knows their business. Okay, so the next card out, and I'm sorry, I've forgotten what the deck is on this one. I believe it's the Animal Oracle cards here. And I can't recall but I'll get back to that on the next reading. Either way, anyway, so we are starting with bear and boundaries and stand your ground. So it looks like, again, I feel a lot of you are overextending yourself, not setting boundaries, saying yes to everything, and some things just feel like they're out of control. I feel you're tired, you're drained, you don't feel supported. You just don't feel like there's reciprocal energy here, that you're getting the same back as what you're giving out. So again, that can create blockages, and that's what I feel is happening here with that all tied up. You're closing yourself off by being drained, and you're not open for new things to come in because you're just too tired to step forward. But again, bear boundaries, stand your ground. So this is really about you searching for ways to feel more complete overall. You have your finances in order, and it feels like it's other areas of your life that are out of balance here. For the most part, but I feel that you are also more ready to let go of something that was blocking you this month, because so many cards fall into succession here that you're starting to overcome this. The advice definitely is the bear spirit, and that is, not to cling to anything that is emotionally upsetting you, or that's keeping you bored, or staying in a feeling of lack. You are going to be more optimistic as you progress through the month, and although there's a need for you to do so by creating boundaries, making choices, changing your perspective about a situation, looking at what you can do to control whatever elements you can control in a situation. But overall, it's just taking stock of all the things that you are supported in. And if it isn't other people supporting you back, what is your foundation like that supports you? It doesn't have to be, external factors in terms of people, because eventually it really boils down to, do you support yourself? Rein back some of the energy and put it into you so that you feel your own value as a whole. But it's finding ways to creatively express yourself as well. That's all a part of dealing with that area that was demotivating you for a short bit here. Because when you're more creative, when you're putting out energy that goes into other people, that's energy that requires an awful lot of investment, but creative energy somehow is a different kind of energy. It's a building energy. It's an expansive energy. Whereas when someone is in a down place and you are providing, your energy to heal them, sometimes we don't know how to stop that flow of that, too much of that energy going out in that particular direction. So it doesn't really come back to us it becomes more of a drain. So that's why when you do a creative project, you actually have the opportunity to invest in yourself. It's a reciprocated exchange of energy, and it's also expansive. Creativity usually brings in more people along the same line, and you get more ideas, and it heightens, it elevates your own level of expression, so it reinvigorates you. So creativity is a healer as well. Okay, so anyway, we're going into the horse spirit here. So this is about you always have a choice. As I said, you may be searching for ways to make yourself feel more complete in this month. Now that your finances are in order, I think that you want to bring everything else into alignment. And that may well be where the issue is here. You may not be fully clear on what it is yet. Your boundaries around, saying yes and no may not be something that you feel you're clearly able to say to people at this time. You may be just in a habitual pattern of saying, yes, sure, no problem, I'll look after that, whatever, taking on too much responsibility, or you're just stuck in a particular pattern, and whether they're asking or not, you just do it. So in some ways, you may be overstretched, as I said, with your time, doing too much, people pleasing, that kind of thing, however it resonates for you. But you are being asked to, your advice cards were, to set boundaries. as well as, make your choices more clear. Stay on task, stay on purpose, and ask for what you want, and don't feel guilty about it. It's not, you don't have to ask in a really demanding or insistent kind of way. I mean, it's just about putting the energy out there. The worst anyone can say is no, and if no, it is no. And you just, if it has to be done, then, you can always find other ways to delegate or be a little more creative in your solution, but everything takes work. Okay, so links is discernment. Look beyond the immediate appearances. And this is about, I believe, shifting your perspective here, really staying alert. I also feel there's something that's maybe not being revealed to you at this time. Something feels a little held back or secretive. I don't know what that is exactly, but I feel that you are being asked to just, in a couple of spaces here, intuitively follow what's going on around you, but also be aware of all of the other signs, symbols, anything that's coming to you, that gives you a need to question. Maybe it's a look, maybe it's, something around a person. There's something that is just not being completely revealed here. So again, I feel you're protected this month, but it's a month of healing and regenerating yourself. You're learning to explore more about what it is that you want and need, and it could even be along the creative side of things. But I just feel that you would be better off to, just to get clear on what it is that you actually want from situations. And it's not that you can't put out the energy and the time, but at some point, there has to be something that you enable to keep the balance. Otherwise, a person kind of implodes on some level, and then enough is enough, and then there's that tower moment, right? So again, doesn't mean that you can't ask. The other has the choice to refuse, but it's also important to at least make it known what your intentions are, so that a person really does have a chance to be considerate, and maybe at some point, if not today, they may down the road choose to assist you more, but they have to know kind of where you're coming from. So there's a sense of, you're certainly protected this month for sure, but there's a sense of, as I say, something just not being revealed to you, but you need to speak up for yourself, and there'll be some freedom in doing so. And you're releasing your own spirit by taking the reins of your situation and dispelling any illusions that are around it. So see things for what they are. If you have more control or less control in a situation, or you're taking responsibility for the position that you're in, that's one thing. But if you choose to endure something that minimizes you, that's you feeling the situation calls for you to endure this. And in reality, as they say, pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. So you either have to accept the situation and, change nothing, meaning you just continue to suffer, or change up the situation, release a few things, make it clear on what it is that you need to redirect. It doesn't have to be all of the situation, but you can accept the situation and require a little bit more, ask for a little bit more. Your situation may be very complicated, don't know how it is for you, but you may be able to negotiate or compromise your position here, is what this little set of cards is telling you here. If you don't choose you, or to heal you, or to find ways to get back to what was lost, or to invest in you, you start to begin to take the role of a victim. So this is about immersing yourself in artistic and creative expression, and mostly it is about expressing yourself. So if you choose you, you're going to be able to find your voice, basically, is what's happening here. And creatively and can help you find, being creative can help you find solutions. It doesn't have to be always a creative expression as in art or music or writing or whatever, but certainly doing the act of any artistic expression will help to free you in some way. So for this month, so it's just where you're at the stage where you're starting to contemplate these things. You have more freedom in the situation than you think. I don't feel that, because you're provided for in all ways. There's abundance definitely around you. So you do have support. I just don't think that you are acting on it. If you're choosing to remain in what brings you limitation, then you need to find healthy ways to give back to you, to keep that balance and be less reliant on an area of your life that you're stagnant with. So don't identify as a victim. Identify with, how do you invest in you? And it's not going to come from other people. You have to ask these questions of yourself first so that you know what you want to ask of someone else. So with the wolf and the guardian, you are safe and protected at all times. Definitely either have someone from that's passed on that's family members, because wolves are very family oriented creatures, and they're certainly creatures that are very social. So I do feel that this is representative of you. You're being given cues and subtle gestures as well, and intuitive nudgings this month, in a direction that you may not be fully aware of. It's just not on the surface here. So you're going to have to plug in and tune into things around you, listen with all of your senses, and look beyond. That's why we had the card of discernment earlier. You're just not, if you look beyond, not just spiritually this month, but as I said, it looks as though you're not seeing something as well in the external world consciously, but there is an element of a secret or something being hidden from you either way. So again, you may be just, involved in your own delusion of what something is, and maybe you just need to be more discerning and rely on your own intuition to guide you through this so that you can find some deeper reconnect, and go deeper with yourself or another or others. So I feel many of you are also being too serious this month. You're just not taking time. Um, as I said, you're not taking time for you. You're not expressing yourself enough creatively. It feels like many of you are very creative, which allows you to surrender to this place of freedom that you're seeking if you allow it. The energies are around you so that you can, but it's up to you to actually expand. Take the energy, use it. It's right there, and expand, because we're not every month will we feel as in touch with certain parts of ourselves that will empower us. So when the energy is surrounding you, take advantage of that, because it'll help pull you through faster than if you were to reach through it and try to pull it out of yourself. So remember, when you give of yourself, do so in a way that will expand your own energy. Don't do it for approval. So if it empowers you to give, then give. But if you feel disempowered by giving so much, it's time to pull back. So again, that wolf is a protected energy that you're safe to love and expect love. So if you're protecting yourself by shielding yourself from disappointment, the message this month is that it's okay to ask for what you want. You've got a lot of protection around you. It's okay to ask for your efforts to be reciprocated or to be acknowledged. Whether that's in love or business or a family dynamic, just act with boundaries, not barriers. So the soul purpose card is calling to you very strongly this month to pay attention to the signs and synchronicities. Remember why you chose to come here. This is your soul's memory that's speaking to you. So there may be some kind of conflict around a work, social, or family situation this month as well, with the chess game, 3 of Keys. And this is really speaking to again, there's conflict of some sort around work, social, family situation, maybe relationship as well, but don't allow yourself to be drawn into the drama. Just remain objective. Because you're so protected and very in tune with spirit, and you're in an internal sort of place right now, I feel that you'll be able to allow yourself to look at things objectively, detach, take that detached stance, observe, and only act or interject when you know you're responding from a place of neutral, universal wisdom. So wait for it. Wait for the information. Don't just quickly respond. Consider your next move as you would, taking all perspectives into consideration as you would with a chess game. So act with a strategy, I guess is what I'm saying here. So there may be some kind of change here as well this month, or at least you're to pay attention to something with children. There is something significant happening around a child this month, or again, slightly into June, but whatever this is, it doesn't have to be a young child, but a younger child or an adult child. There may be some needs that they require attention, this month for. So maybe they just want to be heard. Maybe they just need to have an ear. But it's also about enjoying them as well. So maybe you just need to pay more attention to them. So that is what this card represents with the garden. But 5s are usually about changing something. So if you haven't been giving them a lot of attention, maybe this is that time to go ahead and act on that. So the waterfall is 6 of Forces, excellent card. 6 are always about the balance, but the waterfall is your ability to affect and shape or guide and lead in any situation this month. So you actually have a tremendous light about you. And this is where you can actually, you know, move that light forward, back. It's your own personal energy. It'll help to restore you if you start learning to tap into this energy, this waterfall. As a matter of fact, you could even think of that in terms of a meditative card, seeing the water flowing down into you, and seeing yourself closer to the the portal here at the opening. But either way, the healer, and sometimes I should just quickly mention listening to water and that kind of thing, or even just having a water fountain near to you, or beach, whatever. Sometimes for certain people that can be quite centering and grounding. And sometimes we just need to stop ourselves and remind us to slow down. So the healer is the next card out here. This, and I've forgotten this deck here too. Sorry, I will have that for the next one here. But we've got 3 different cards here that, to me, these were the cards I asked in terms of advice cards for you. So we've got the Warrior, and we also have the Healer, and we've also got the Shadow Work. So I feel really what's happening here. Maybe I'll just keep it like that. I feel what's really happening here is the healer and the warrior, to me, work together. So that indicates that you have the ability to heal others when you heal yourself. But the warrior energy comes when you implement boundaries and you present that side of yourself. So only when you're acting from a place of power after integrating the shadow self or dealing with whatever trauma from the past or damaged or hidden scars that you're working through, whatever. It could even be issues just around love where you don't feel worthy of love, whatever it is. Don't act or respond until you can act with maturity here. Take the pause and wait for your answers, because that, to me, with those 3 cards, indicates that you have the ability to really transform things. It's just a matter of you getting in touch with you again. And I feel that's what you're looking for, is centering and wholeness and trying to really get in touch with yourself again. So that's what I have for you, Virgo. Stay safe. Keep moving forward.